All right, let's dive into something pretty interesting today. We are breaking down a system that claims it can boost your recurring revenue by a whopping 43%, and it does it with a really clever AI shortcut. So we're going to take a deep look at the Rapid Recurring Revenue Blueprint and see if it actually delivers on its promises.
I mean, have you ever had that feeling? It's that awful feast or famine cycle that so many of us get stuck in. You're constantly chasing the next sale, the next client, just to keep things going, only to watch that bank account go right back to zero on the first of the month. It's exhausting.
And what's the first piece of advice everyone gives you? Start a membership site. But let's be real, that usually just means signing up for an endless content treadmill. You're pumping out new stuff every single week, terrified that if you stop, everyone will cancel. It's not a business, it's a recipe for total burnout. The dream, though, is a system you build once and it just runs.
So how do you actually make that jump from the treadmill to an automated system? Well, the core idea behind this whole blueprint is a really simple but powerful shift in how we think about the membership model itself. Let's dig into what makes this so different.
Okay, this right here is the absolute key. And what's so cool is how simple it is. Instead of a subscription that could go on forever, this whole thing is built around a fixed term. It has a clear start date and a clear end date. Think of it more like a college course than a never-ending gym membership. That little change completely flips the script for you and for your members.
And here's where it gets really interesting for your bank account. The numbers show that this model can generate 43% more lifetime revenue from each member. Why? It's just simple psychology. When people can see the finish line, they are way more committed and way less likely to drop out halfway through.
And this chart really shows you the why behind that 43% number. Just look at the difference in completion rates. Because there's a clear endpoint, people's commitment just skyrockets, jumping all the way up to 60, even 80%. That finish line is a powerful psychological trigger that keeps people locked in and focused. So the concept makes a ton of sense, right? But how do you actually build one? Well, the system breaks it all down into a 5-step blueprint. It's an acronym called R.A.P.I.D, so let's walk through it.
This is the roadmap. It all starts with research, making sure you found an audience that's actually willing to pay. Then you assemble your content, you plan the delivery, you implement your marketing, and finally, you delight your members to make sure they stick around and get results.
And this is that AI shortcut we mentioned in the title. This is where things get really clever. In that assemble phase, there's a wild technique for using AI to map out an entire year's worth of your content in under an hour. This is literally designed to kill that content creation bottleneck that leads to burnout. Now, if you're like me and the tech stuff makes you a little nervous, check this out. The plan phase has this great little shortcut. It shows you how to use a simple autoresponder, just an automated email sequence, to deliver all your content. This trick means you can completely skip needing any of those clunky, expensive membership platforms. Okay, so we get the model, we get the blueprint. Now let's do what we came here to do and pull back the curtain on the actual offer. What do you get when you buy Rapid Recurring Revenue?
So the main system comes in a few different flavors, which is pretty smart. You get the written guide, you get step-by-step video training, and you even get audio lessons you can listen to on the go. The whole idea is to make it super easy for you to actually learn and, more importantly, use this stuff.
Now for the investment. Right now, the entire package is available for a special introductory price of $97. It does mention that this is a launch price, and it could go up to $147 or even $197 down the road.
And it's not just the main course. For early adopters, there's also a bonus bundle. And these aren't just fluff, they're actual tools. Things like a 7-day launch accelerator, a retention toolkit with pre-written emails, and sales letter swipes so you don't have to start from a blank page with your marketing.
I gotta stop on this one bonus for a second, because this tackles one of the biggest fears people have. The Launch Accelerator is specifically built to help you get your first paying members in just a week, even if you are starting from total scratch, no email list, no audience, nothing. And of course, the whole thing comes with a standard 30-day, no questions asked money-back guarantee. It's designed to pretty much take all the risk off the table for you. Okay, so with all of that on the table, we're down to the most important question of all. Is this actually for you? Let's run it through one last filter to see if it's a good fit.
This system is really built for a few specific people. Solopreneurs who are sick of starting at zero every month.
busy creators who want that recurring income but hate the content treadmill, and folks who just aren't tech-savvy. But let's be super clear, this is not for someone looking for a get-rich-quick button. The blueprint gives you the shortcuts, but you still have to put in the work. So when you look at this, the big takeaway is this. It's a system designed to trade one focused burst of work up front for a long-term automated income stream. It's all about shifting from constantly hustling to actually building an asset that works for you. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. After looking at the model, the numbers, and the blueprint, it's all about a change in mindset, from being a non-stop content creator to being an asset builder. So the real question this system asks is, what could you do if your income wasn't tied directly to how many hours you worked today?